Hello art lovers and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Ariana Flores Moya. I'm a Latina surrealist artist, and today I'm going to be continuing part 2 of this painting that I started a little while back. I started a new job, so I had to take a pause on this painting, and I've been working on a lot of other things coming up for a Vocaholic. So I'm super excited to get into this video today. I'll be showing close-ups of my progress, and then I'm going to be painting the rest of the landscape today, and then I'll probably do a time-lapse video of me doing the main surreal element in the center. So let's get into it. So my main color palette today is going to be yellow ochre. Then I have burnt umber, titanium buff, titanium white, and burnt sienna, and I'm probably going to go in with some Mars black to create some shadows in the mountains. Also, this product is an absolute must. It's called a retarder, and it's from Golden Paint. It's an additive for slowing and drying time of acrylic paints and mediums, and it makes all of your paint go on so smoothly on the canvas. I don't know what I was doing before I bought this, but I think it's like $9 at Michael's, and then pop a little 20% off discount code. Amazing. And I've used a lot of this and I still have a whole bunch left, so it goes a long way. You don't need that much. First things first, I gotta put my hair up because, you know, aesthetically, look, oh, she's an artist, she's an artist. And then I have this little romper on that's super comfortable. I got it from Saks Fifth Avenue for like $25, and it's like the best purchase I ever got. But anyways, I got this flat tip brush right here. I'm gonna repaint the background of the mountain, so it's going to be the darker shade. So I'm going to go in a little bit with the medium and with some of the burnt umber and burnt sienna. It's a little thick. I use Golden Paint and Winsor & Newton as like my main paints because I think those are the best quality I've seen. So I'm going to go in right here and kind of map out my new mountain forms. I'm definitely not one of those artists that can just like fully wing a concept. How people just like, oh, I decided to paint this today and like kind of free flow with it. I'm not that person. I'm definitely a planner in everyday life, so I feel like that also translates into my art. So I'll meditate, I'll journal, and then I'll sketch whatever needs to come out and whatever I kind of visualize based off of what I journaled. So that's kind of my process with conceptualizing paintings. I'd be interested in knowing your guys' process when you're creating, or what mediums you create in, because I'm always down to try a new medium. I'm actually going to be trying sculpting probably today. Whew, I'm a little nervous about it because I've watched some videos on how to make the armature base, so it's made out of wire. I'm a little nervous of trying to do that, but I'm excited to create my idea. And I purchased a ton of supplies on Amazon. I'm definitely that person that has to purchase everything that you possibly need to start something new. Same thing, I literally have a whole bunch of oil paints, but I've never touched them. Okay, because it's kind of daunting, oil paints. Also, the layering aspect of it is like crazy. I'm also starting to cut in where I want the mountain lines to end, so I kind of know where to put my little designs. Question: does any other artist out there get overwhelmed with the amount of ideas that you come up with all the time, that you just want to do them all at once, but then you get so overwhelmed that you like kind of dodge in between different projects and you just like never feel like you're accomplishing anything? Oh my god, same. Which is probably why I haven't finished this piece either, because I'm technically working on like 2 other pieces right now, and I have a sketchbook full of ideas that I just want to do all right now. But everything takes time, and I'm trying to remind myself of that. I think I'm going to have the light coming in hitting on this side, so this side is going to be a lot lighter with the mountains, And this side will be the darker side. Yeah. I guess I'll tell you guys a little bit about myself, since, you know, like, I'm here by myself, but hopefully y'all are watching out there. Oh, I forgot to talk to you guys. Anyways, see, I got in my zone, and then I just I get in my flow like that movie Soul. That's kind of how it goes for me. And then I was like, oh yeah, I need to talk to the camera. But anyways, some more about me. I am Puerto Rican. And yeah, I'm 25 years old. I think I said that earlier. I've always done art growing up. It is my way to relieve stress. And I just love doing things with my hands. Like, I've always done clothing. In college, I was a costume shop intern. Oh my gosh, what did I just dip in? The medium. That was way too much. I never saw myself doing an art business, but here we are. And I'm excited to expand on different elements of creation for me. Definitely gonna dabble more into clothing again, because I missed that. So yeah, I've been in the works of some things coming to you soon. Okay, so get excited. I'm also doing a rebrand, so I'm changing my website name to just evocaholic.com instead of www.evocaholicartshop.com. Like, it's a little long. I'm gonna leave my handles Evocaholic Art Shop because that's what most people know it as already. But as far as my shop, I'm definitely going to try to also make it a place for resources and information, not just to shop my art, you know, bring value to you all. And if there's any like blog posts that you guys are interested in seeing or any tips and tricks, I can also do those written out, not only in YouTube form, but on my website. I think I'm going to raise this mountain right here. I'm thinking I'm gonna need to take a big fluffy brush and just like change this whole bottom here because the perspective is off, as I discussed. I have this makeup brush and I'm gonna use that. Ew, I don't like that. What the hell? It's way too orangey. I don't even remember what I did to get this color, to be honest. So it's definitely going to need a second layer so I can change up the streaks and how yellow it is right now. That's so annoying. But I'm going to try to do the mountain part and see what happens. Starting to look like something. I keep stepping back because, you know, you have to get the full picture going here. I'm going to go in with this little fluffy brush that's an eyeshadow brush from Eco Tools and kind of add detail to these ones right here and more highlights because this is the side that the sun is hitting. I'm kind of going in with a little stippling motion to try to get that texture. I think I'm going to incorporate some ridges in the Grand Canyon because that's how it looks in person. So I'm going in with the darker shade of brown to kind of cut where I want those ridges to be. And then blurring that line where the mountain ends a little bit so it's a little bit more seamless. And I'll definitely add in shadows that the mountain is casting onto the ground. So as you can probably see throughout my painting process, it's a lot of trial and error, because obviously every time I paint, I'm learning something new as well. So don't be hard on yourself, because it's supposed to be fun. Painting is relaxing, at least to me it is, anything art. So just let it be that, and your skills will grow over time. And also just using a lot of reference photos is extremely helpful in learning about proportions, shadows, and light. You know, I'm still learning all that as well. Also, I highly suggest using LinkedIn Learning if you're trying to learn anything art or business or really anything. It's really cool. And then if you have a LinkedIn profile, you can add your certificates of completing classes to your LinkedIn, so then everybody can see the type of classes you did and the new skill sets you built. So I've been doing that as well. And they have some on color theory if you're interested in learning that, which would help with art. I didn't go to school for visual art whatsoever. I went for performing arts, so this is a whole new field, just something I've always done, but now I'm learning the actual skills behind what I create. Now I'm going to go in right on this section and do some shadow slash highlighting for the mountains shining down onto the ground. So I'm going to go in with yellow ochre and titanium buff. I'm going to go into the back of the mountains and create the little tops, just like how these have the tops of the mountains. And I'm also going to include light ultramarine blue, because I'm creating that hazy look in the back, like there's some fog and jazz, because you know the sun is setting. So I'm going to go in with some of that blue and some burnt sienna and some titanium buff. This brush right here, I don't have the fluffy makeup brushes because the one I was using the other day I left out, so now it's crunchy, so I threw it out. I keep doing that and I really shouldn't, but I'm gonna try to get better at it. Okay. I might need to buy a fluffy brush to actually make the rest of this work, but we'll see, because this is like gonna leave streaks and that's not the vibe. Gotta incorporate that shadow from the mountain. Anybody else struggle with painting for hours on end? I don't know what it is, but my attention span is just not here anymore. But I bought a fluffy brush. So we're gonna buff out the bottom of this painting again with all the same colors we've been using the whole damn time. And hopefully it looks a little bit more seamless as we do it. Oh, this brush better not shed. I don't like that at all. This is just an e.l.f. makeup brush. curious if there's a time of day you guys like to create more than others. I try to create during the day because of the lighting purposes, but I'm a night owl, so my ideas come to me at night. So my creation part, the beginning process, starts at night, but then I paint during the day so I can film with natural light. Now I'm going to go in with this finer detail brush, and I'm going to go back into this section because the colors don't quite match what vibe is coming on this way now, because I had a little bit more white in that area before I mixed in all this yellow. So now we got to get it on the same color tone, and that's what I'm doing next. Now I'm going in and doing some shading on the rock, so I'm making sure that I have that shadow that would be done by the light coming in from the left hand side, and I'm just continuing to layer black and brown to create the depth within the shadow on both of the rocks. I love the little rocks. They look like little nubs, little butterball biscuits. That's what I like to call them, butterball biscuits. So I just keep shading and blending and shading and blending and shading and blending. Painting is a process, y'all. See, I'm just adding more and more layers of depth, even into the mountains. I'm defining the edges of the mountains on the right hand side now. Look at the detail work. Picasso, if I do say so myself. Drawing in some finer details on the larger part of the mountain to then blend it out. And on the right. Just an artist at work here. Don't mind me, don't mind me. Now I'm finally moving on to the surreal element, my eyeball person. My favorite little thing to draw. I don't even know where I came up with this concept, truly. Oh, yes I do, yes I do. Beholder of Beauty, the first painting I did with my eyeball pupil, because you know, your eyeball is the window to your soul, and they say beauty's in the eyes of the beholder, so I was like, oh my gosh, I can draw an eye instead of a head, and the person will be the beholder. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like my thing. So I was like, oh, I'm going to put that in this painting because I feel like the context of this painting, Unstitch Me, it could apply to a lot of different people, not just me, because I do paint myself a lot. So I wanted to have a painting that a lot of people could relate to when you're feeling stuck in life and you're trying to balance between your head and your heart. But at the end of the day, you know what's best for you. You're not as stuck as you think, and you can always unstitch yourself. So this is me going in and doing the pupil of the eye. I wanted to have the sun in the center of the eye to capture the hope that there is in your situation, no matter how difficult it may seem and how stuck you may feel. There's always hope through it all. You got to keep focus on that. So I'm going in and layering the sun rays and adding the yellow ochre and then white to brighten up the smaller details. This little baby brush is no joke. I love how fine the lines were able to get from this detail brush. And then I moved on to painting the skin tone. I knew most of the body would be covered in the end, but I wanted to lay a base shape out for me to draw the rest of the couch. So I'm just basically shading all that in. It's kind of similar to the background of the painting, so I had to go in later and go in with some more burnt umber to deepen the shadows so that you can tell that there's a body shape under there. You know what I'm saying? Continuing to add those highlights as I do, creating the shape of the body that I want. Now moving on to the couch, I got inspiration from a particular artist who designed a similar couch to this, so I'll flash that up on the screen so I can give credit to that artist. And I thought it was the perfect kind of couch to implement into my idea of feeling stuck. Then I could trap my eyeball person within the couch. I knew I wanted something very unique, so I turned to Pinterest to look for an idea. I didn't want a basic couch, even though that was my initial sketch. That's what it looked like. And I continued to blend a whole bunch of paint colors. I'll list them on the screen, and layered. Doing the couch took me so long because there's so many little lines, and then after I painted the initial line, I went back and did detail work on the lines and then added more shadows, added more highlights, added more texture. So this was definitely a labor of love. But I'm so excited with how it turned out, and it was totally worth being patient and going through all those hours of layering. I also just love these colors and how vibrant they are. So I didn't end up painting the other elements on camera, so I'm going to show you at the end my sketch versus my final painting. And without further ado, here is the final painting, Unstitch Me. You can find Unstitch Me on my website, evocaholic.com. I have art prints, holographic stickers, and I even have a vinyl sticker of the heart before I covered it up with the little bars in front of it. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel, give this video a big thumbs up, and comment below what you'd like to see from me next. And until next time, have a blessed day. Peace.